What is up, guys? It is Encounter Gaming here. I'm here today to finally do this video that I've been prolonging for a month for no intentional reason. The Rise update that has been out for at least 4-6 weeks. Who cares? Who knows? Anyway, I'm here today with my buddy Ray and Fifi and
Sarah.
Sarah. And we're going to be here today, doing the Rise update. And we're going to start off with what's all y'all overview scores for this update? Like how y'all feel about it as a whole? Starting off with Ray.
13.37.
Out of what?
10.
Okay, skipping you on to Fifi.
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
That's my rating. Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, so
cool.
these two have the same rating. I'm going to give this update, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it that.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So anyway, my overview for that score for 7.5 out of 10 is mostly because it took most of the features out of the games and overshadowed it with quality of life updates such as Enhancement Anywhere, doing enchants anywhere, buying enchant scrolls off the marketplace, new able to pick up your mail without going to the mailbox, able to talk to NCPs. It was really more of a clean setup from the old system functions back like 3 years ago when it was just tedious leveling up new characters because you had to sit there and spam your left click button repeatedly to get through the story that you already saw about 4 to 6 times. It was also a great feature. Also a great feature that they added control click through dialogue and story progression mode so you don't have to keep running back to NCPs. I think it was a great quality of life update, but due to game features such as removing 8-man raids and having like difficulty lowered down for raids that used to be hard, they're now a joke now. That's where the update takes a negative for me because I felt like it really took away the challenge from going from level 1 to 80, and it's just a breeze now. It's not even hard work. But what are y'all opinions on why y'all give it the score y'all did? Starting with Ray with his 13.5 out of 10.
13.37. Because like that score, this update is a little bit of a troll. This update is lead. Anyway, so I agree with you in about every respect that this is a quality of life upgrade, and it's really just system, and progression. But I have to disagree with you. I don't think the challenge of a game should lie within the first few levels of a game. It should really lie at the end game. I always find it weird when we're playing games and we get to level 30 and there's this big raid that everybody makes a big fuss about, and like there's awesome drops and all this stuff about it. But then within 5 levels, it's all, hey, I spent 6 hours getting this. 5 levels later, oh, well, this is useless. Now there's another raid. That's where I really like where Vindictus took this. They took all the challenge and the hard work out of the early game so that you can enjoy the story or skip it at your leisure. But you can also get to that end. You can get to where the real meat of the new story is. You can get to the new progression. You can really enjoy the game for what it is without having to worry about tedious little things like, oh, I'm in this town and only this guy can enhance my weapon, or oh, I'm in the opposite town and now I have to spend 4,000 gold or wait 10 minutes to get over to this other town where I can do this enchant. It really takes a lot of the hassle out, and you feel that, you experience that, and it's really a fresh air for us guys who've been playing this game for a long time. I say us guys, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. We've been playing this game for a long time. There's a lot of tedious stuff that we've been through, and really they've taken all of that out for new players especially. And I have to quote my cousin, who is a very young kid. I'm not going to quote his name or anything, but we call him Chumpo. He enjoys the game now because he can actually play the game. He's not a very good PC gamer. That's not a lie, but he can enjoy the story that he really liked. And now he's gone through it. He's level 70 almost now. So he's gone through a fair chunk. He's in season 2, and I've been helping him out through where I can. And yeah, he's overall just enjoying a game. It's kind of what we all wanted to do, right?
All right. I can agree with you on that, but we'll get into a discussion later about that. Fifi, your score and why.
7 out of 10, I guess, because mostly I hate the fact that they actually just thought that yes, the game is dead, and it takes forever for 8-man raid boats to fill up, changing it to 4-man. But like it kind of takes away like the teamwork and like the gameplay of the game, because Vindictus is a teamwork game, not just like, oh, I have DPS, I can just melt this boss down. But like since with the Rise update they decreased the HP of everything, makes everything way too easy. There's no challenge anymore. Like doing daily raids, you can only do season 3 raids now. I just think it's kind of stupid in my opinion. Even with the enhancement update, like plus 20, like really, people can barely even get plus 11 and they added plus 20 or plus 15.
You see,
Like,
later on earlier on my live stream, I was ranting about the enhancement system and how I find it really, really stupid. But anyway, I agree with your point. You could continue with what you were saying.
Like to be honest, for the enhancement system, I think that's the only way they can get their income. And plus, other than like outfits, they also said during the live stream for Indie about future updates, they're like, oh, we have several, only like a few outfits, so we're not gonna release multiple at once, or else we're gonna run out. Like, this game is like way too slow with its updates to keep its players engaged, and it really kills the community that they changed 8-man raids to 4-man, especially 24-man raids, Royal Army raids. They're 12 to 15 now?
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
And to finish us off, sorry, why you gave it a 7 out of 10?
Alright, so I'm just gonna keep it short and simple. Completely agree with Felix on this. Basically, like, I think there was a huge quality of life update, and it was mostly positive. A few little complaints would be like the fact that every single time you end a battle, you end up having your party disbanded. That's a little annoying. But in terms of like overall, I kind of like the progression how it was beforehand with like getting to 80. Just I preferred it slow because it's just, I don't know, you go through the story at like a pretty slow pace as you would, starting out as a rookie and working your way up. I really enjoyed that.
It feels like it's more worth it, right? Since it took that long to level.
Exactly.
So you would be more proud of your character to play more.
Because now it's just kind of like a grind fest. Like you just sit there and you're like, okay, 72 hours to go and I will be level 90 and I can just, buy my, well now 95, and now I can just buy my gear and we're good to go. Like, and definitely with the enhancement system, it's really enabling pay to win people to just go for it. Like again, 20, like I can't even imagine getting to plus 15, let alone getting to 20.
You see,
so that's almost ridiculous.
You see that's the thing with this whole update. You can say that, oh yeah, it removed the challenge. Oh yeah, you can play the game, but back when we was playing, all the vets was playing, it was your struggle. It was your grind to your point and level. It was your grind against that Grim Reaper that kept one-shotting you. It was your grind against Juggernaut. It was your grind against LaCoya when he was difficult. It was your grind doing all that stuff. But now all these new players coming in is getting their ass pampered all the way up to level 90, and then they're getting shot into the real world when the real challenges is. They're like, oh, why isn't his health going down that fast now? It hits them in the face real hard that they realize, hey, you really are shit in this game, kid. Get good. Like that's why I felt like this update really did. All these new players gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm level 90. I'm about to blow through this race solo. No, you're gonna get your ass handed to you. What the hell do you think this is? This is not a kid's game. Like, if it kept it the same progression between level, I can see them making the early levels easier. It's like level 10 from level 1 to level 30. I can understand the raids being easy for that. But you're pampering these new players from level 1 to 90. They're going to hit 90 and be like, what happened? This game was easy. Now I'm getting my shit clapped up by by Abomination. Like, what is this? This is not the game I was playing 80 levels ago. They're gonna be like, oh, I just walked in the God of Death and I totally soloed him. That it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Definitely. Like, I mean, I remember getting one shot by like Leona. Leona was like a huge deal. Like when I was not like fairly new, but like pretty new. Like he was still like hit Leona hearts were all the rage, and like just seeing that you could just walk in and sneeze on him and he dies is kind of ridiculous.
Back when Kian was a challenge, back when all the dragons, Royal Army raids, when you would sit here and do a Royal Army raid for 30 minutes just to not get the drop you need, it was still satisfying to say, hey, I did this. Then to watch all these level 95s with their plus 15 weapons melt a Royal Army raid in 10 minutes.
Right.
Royal Army raids used to take commitment and time for you to actually do. Now it's just a joke.
Yeah, now they're like forgetting about all the mechanics. Like for example, again, Leona, like you had to sticky bomb sticky bomb him and also get him off the cliff. With like the dragons, try to ballista them if you can.
Low levels was shooting the ballistas to shoot him out the sky, and all the high DPSers was actually doing damage. It was actually a team game. But now Vindictus just turned into this game of face tanking until level 90. Like, that's all you do. That's all you have to do to beat some of these bosses. Now, I understand what you're saying, Ray. Yes, it makes the game playable, but it's pampering these new players too much. Once they hit 90, they're going to realize this is not the same game. This is a grown man's game. Welcome to Dark Souls. Get fucked. Seriously. That's what they're going to realize. They're going to realize that.
Edition. Now, I don't know what you're talking about, these 30-minute Royal Army raids, man. You forgot about Klaus.
What?
You forgot about Klaus.
Who?
Was it that bad? That traumatizing?
The glorified Christmas tree.
Yep. Klaus.
The dude with the huge horns and a staff.
Yeah,
oh my god. That raid was so annoying back then. No, it wasn't even a raid, it was a 4-man mission, wasn't it?
They still call it a raid, right?
A raid, yeah, it was still considered a raid.
Okay. Still, it was even you're talking about all these raids and all this big stuff, but that's like the level 60 era. That's when level 60 was happening. You really needed to get your level 60, level 70 gear. The dragons, yeah, level 70 gear, but even further back, I remember from open beta days, like seeing a level 24 was a freaking big deal.
And I remember in the older days. I remember in the older days when you say you solo Hidden, it meant something. I remember that. How about we talk about Hidden meant something? Nightmare at the Ruins, that meant something. Now it's a joke.
Lug Odessa armor, spider armor, hell yeah.
When armor actually had a freaking, like, what is it? Like a prestige to it. Like, oh, that guy got like a Glosia set. Oh, he has a Spiralo set. Oh shit, that's a badass right there. But now it's like you can't even make that anymore from NCP Craft. I do like what they did with the expertise. It's more efficient now, but it's like you're not going to see that anymore. You're going to see level 24s stick with their level 24 gear and then just grind to level 35 until they get story gear that is just handed to them. Back when we was playing, we had to earn that shit ourselves because the game wasn't giving us nothing, barely XP.
At the time of the Rise update, I've taken 4 characters up to level 90. And it's not just because of Rise update. I do say that's a big deal, but the day before Rise update, I kind of gave myself a challenge. I said, okay, let me go in with these characters and do the Titan on hard, solo it. How hard is that? Well, it took me almost 20 minutes because I'm ass at this game, but that was a challenge. It was fun. It was really enticing. And then I go in on after Rise update and freaking 5-shot him. Like, oh, well, I guess I can get Dark Crest armor on my lawn finally. But yeah, you're right. It really took the challenge out of the game, but it made it playable. And you're still forgetting that there is an extremely good story behind Mabinogi Heroes, which in the US, North America, Mabinogi Heroes is Vindictus. But there's still that extremely good story that we're still experiencing. The story hasn't gone down in quality, it's gone up. In fact, that I haven't even finished the story. It's kind of embarrassing, but you know, we're saving XP. Yeah.
You see, it didn't lower the story quality, but when you sit here and realize that you're about to fight the main protagonist in the story, the main villain, and you're three-shotting him, did it really feel epic?
Nah.
Did it really feel like you just killed the end game boss for your level?
It's not that easy. And you know what? I have to say this. Yes, season one is that easy. You are not wrong. But I've taken a few, like I said, I've taken a few characters after Rise update up to level 90. Season two's not any easier. It's really not. The bosses are still about what they were. And yes, they're soloable now. They're not as annoying as they used to be. It's still a challenge there. Seasons 2 still has its challenge. I mean, God of Death, you can do the. Actually, God of Death, I was soloing even before. So, yeah. But still, a lot of that stuff is still there. You can still do all these things that you used to do. I mean, Lavasad isn't as hard because he's not as armored up anymore, but I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess what he means is like when you're still leveling up, you don't have like full end gear, so like it would still pose a little challenge against you. But like to me, for raids, since they're like so damn easy now, that they can still kill you if you don't have gear, but like it would make noobs like more. They wouldn't learn about how to dodge or like counter with their characters as much as they did before. I'm just
Because
saying.
the only thing they know is face
Yeah,
tanking.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we just drilled that into ourselves as beta, so maybe we're not the best example, but if I do need to pull an example, again, my cousin, he did play like back when Keegan became a boss, and he only got as far as level 30. Again, he was a kid. He can't really get too far. He's not extremely coordinated when it comes to PC gaming. But he enjoyed the story and he really wanted to keep going, but he couldn't because of that skill gap. And I tried my best to teach him, but again, kid, can't teach a kid too much. When Rise happened, he was finally able to get over that wall that he was facing, that brick wall that was in his way, and he was able to enjoy that story. I mean, dude put Overwatch down to play Vindictus, so I'm like, oh, cool. And here he is. He's like level 70 now, like I said, and he's just battering through it. But now he actually learned how to play the game. By season two, if you haven't learned, season two will punish you, and it will prepare you for season three. Because as soon as you hit that first, what was it, bench hitter entrance, you kind of realize, oh shit, I need
Yeah,
to
you
step
get
my
a
game
wake up
up.
call to unblockables that you can't face tank anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does prepare you still before the raids, and you have enough time before the first raid to really learn the game and learn how you should be playing an end game. But it's still the same MMO formula. You don't play the entire game the same way you played the first game. World of Warcraft, you don't play at end game level 90, I believe. I don't remember. I don't play, but end game, you don't play the same you would at level 20, level 50, level 60 even. Even the difference between level 70 and level 90 in that game is pretty significant. And I only know this because, well, I'm in IT, and a lot of people, IT nerds who play World of Warcraft. Warcraft, damn. But it's really fit itself. Vindictus with the Rise update really fit itself into a more
I agree
modern,
with
I
you.
want to
It did
say.
fit itself
Yeah.
into a more newer era to people who don't have a large attention span to actually sit down and learn the game. Yes, I do
Uh,
agree with you on that.
I'm not just saying attention span, but skill gap. Skill gap has really gone down
Or
until the
commitment.
higher level where it's actually needed. Yeah, because if you're really in the game just for the first few parts of the story or just to enjoy a new game, you can get pretty far. And to be honest, after a little, doing story progression mode is a little addicting. It really is. You just keep going, keep going. You're getting thrown the story. You don't have to waste your time in town with side quests or anything. You're just going and going and going, earning new things, leveling up, and you get pretty far.
The story progression made the game more of a more of a dungeon crawler than it already is. Like you can literally go into the next mission,
Yeah,
repair
but it
gear.
it made it friendly too. It made it very friendly to newer players. I apologize. I know I've been talking a lot. Fifi, what's your thoughts on this?
I think it's the same thing like how like when we used to when leveling was a lot harder before Rise, we would take forever just to earn a skill, and now that it's easier to level, we can hit that skill requirement, so we can actually enjoy our characters more more earlier than before, I guess. So I guess they can learn more about the characters instead of just struggling with like, oh, I can't rank this skill to like rank C, like there's a requirement for another one, and there's like extra effects and extra like hits and stuff.
Right.
I pretty like that about this update.
You know what? That is a complaint I've had since the beginning of this game. Oh my god, to get the level freaking 50 just for Fear 7? Come on.
Yeah.
What was it, level 40 something for
I
Lightning
do
Fury?
I do like what they did with the game with the starring characters. When you start off with your base smashers at rank F, so you don't have to sit there and learn them.
Yeah.
Now that the elephant is out of the room, enhancements. What the hell with what the fuck was they thinking? What was they thinking? You're telling me that I could get plus 20, but the only things in your supply depot only protects me from 10 to 11 or 1 to 10. Talk
So
about
and
pay
what?
to win.
Oh, that's
think-
not really pay to win.
I think what they said about that was like, uh, oh, they finally admit that like enhancing you would always need runes, and runes was only like from events or like from NX cache. So like the fact that they added in the store, the seal shop, that it would say that the the players who actually stayed and played long enough would be able to earn their rune just by playing long enough to
But
enhance their stuff.
I find a problem with that because how you say, oh, if you stay long enough and play the game long enough, mind you that every seal of bravery you get is on one character. It's not shared all in one account. You're only able to do what? Let's say five. No, we'll say you're able to do 6 raids a day. That's a bomb, Regina, um, Glass, Braha, Lou, Dolahan. Am I missing someone?
Do you want
I
to do
think-
name?
Huh?
Name?
Oh, name,
That's another kind of crazy.
and that's like what, 7? Okay, so you're able to earn 7 seals a day.
Season 2. Season 2.
Season 2 does not count anymore.
Oh, it doesn't?
Season 2 are no longer raids. You don't get seals from them.
Oh, Ray is dumb.
So you're only able to get 7 seals. And if you have VIP, you're able to get 14 a day. So you're still paying regardless. And then how much is that seal? What was it, like 334?
It's in the
300.
300s.
300
It's in the
on the dot.
300s.
300.
That's like 2 months worth of grinding or
Oh,
more.
hold on. You
Yeah.
said 7.
You get 7.
So 300 divided by 7, we're looking about 42 days. Yes, about a month and a half
That's like a month and a half
on
of grinding
one character.
on one
And-
character.
And to be honest, the seal isn't all that great.
It's really not. I talked to you about this before. How you going to sit here and give me a seal down? Most likely you're going to use once I'm past plus 15. I'm not going to use that for 11. I'm not going to use it. If I got a weapon past,
And
like,
the
the
thing
guys,
is, this seal, if you fail, you actually lose 2 levels.
I was getting to that.
No, sorry. But yeah, that's a little bit of a trade-off that I don't understand why anybody would do.
I don't know why would you actually use that room because it takes you down by 2. So you're telling me with the already shitty enhancement table, I got plus 15 off of a what, 36% chance. I'm gonna get knocked back down to 2, but I get to keep my weapon and try again. What?
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but for more experienced players, Fifi's are. What are your thoughts?
I still think it's kind of ridiculous how it's still maybe 300 seals. Maybe they could have made like a rune that's like, well, they did change it in Korea, making it minus only 1. They could have made this rune specifically 2 minuses, like maybe like cost fewer seals, and then the better ones would be a little bit higher. But I still don't really see why anyone would use that, and like all that, what, 1.5 months of grinding just for a damn rune that's gonna kill your gear. I don't get that. I don't get why anyone would return to this game just for farming that shit.
I got you.
That's where I don't. That's where I'm saying, like, with this event, they're releasing the unstable ruin shards, which, to my knowledge, you could use at any point. Why is that not in the seal shop for that price, and this little piece of shit is? Who the fuck wants that? I'd rather have a ruin break up on me and give me a fragment than to knock my weapon down by 2. It's already a shitty enhancement table.
Oh yeah, they still have those two, huh? Was it only runes? If you use enhancement runes, you can only. That's when you can only get those enhancement rune shards to get 100%, right?
Yep,
4?
100% rate. That's only go
3,
from
right?
1 to 10.
4.
Oh,
You need 4 shards.
You need 4.
and then you can-
it's retarded.
And
Is that like
every enhancement ruin cost is like what, 4.9k an X?
$20 for a 100%?
$20 for a premium, and I was on the rant about this morning. $20 for a premium,
13,
and it's
13.
only
13 right now.
Oh, 13.
13, and it's
Yeah.
only giving you back 1 shard regardless when it fails. What?
Yeah. And then
You
what's the whole
tell-
thing about the extraction rune?
Extraction?
Yeah, the extraction rune.
That one's weird.
Yes, it is weird. It's something that will remove your attack limit. And that kind of sucks. Like, it's $20. Like, it sounds extremely powerful, but like, what the hell? How am I going to use it?
Like, why? That's another thing. They have items that contradict each other. The extraction rune. Why would you buy that if you could drop a lot more money for exquisite enchant rune for 100% guarantee and no damage drop? If you really want bang for your buck, you would get that one versus the extraction rune.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they did with the enhancements so far in this game. I'm not sure if they're going to have an event soon when they actually give out the stones for a 10% chance increase versus paying $20 in the supply depot to get 5 stones. 5.
It does kind of suck.
I'm pretty sure it's 1 stone per use for every enhancement, but still at the end of the day, that's 5. The most that's going to get me up to is probably plus 15 or 16 if I'm lucky to get past 10.
Same.
Because getting anything up to a double-digit enhancement is just cancer. It's ridiculous. Why? Why is that a thing?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I can just imagine. I don't even know how people get to plus 15. In all honesty, like I look at people with plus 15, I'm like, how? How did
Grind,
you do it?
grind.
My
Tell me
inventory
your
is full
story.
of broken weapons at plus 8 and plus 11. It's full of it. It's full of it. It's all over YouTube. I just blow up OJs. That's all I do on this game now. I just blow them up. That's it. It's either enhancement or enchant. That's all I do is blow up OJs. That's what I play this game for.
It's got raised mark of approval, raised mark of troll.
Well, my last thoughts on this is it doesn't really, it's not a bad update, but it doesn't really benefit the players who've been here since day one. It doesn't benefit them. It doesn't. It benefits new players to progress through story and actually catch up to us, the end game players, and play with us. Besides waiting in their little lonely boat because they can't do season 2. It's not a bad update. It's more beneficial towards the new players. I think that's what they was aiming for, but it's hard to really reboot a game that's been out for 7 years. It's really hard to get a new fan base. You've been out for a while. Everyone's probably heard of you or played you.
Yeah. Hey, next objective, use source 2.
Next objective, how about you optimize your goddamn game?
That's what I just said.
And
That's
yet they say
that
that.
was my main problem with Vindictus for like the plus 6 years. It's this optimization just sucked.
Single
Yeah.
core, man. It's ridiculous. They even
Oh.
said that they optimized it in the Rise of
That was a
right
lie.
in the end.
There's configuration changes you can make. I'll show you how to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, I have 8 cores. Vindictus is actually using all 8 cores.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Magic. All right,
Yes.
but I'm gonna end the video on this. Hopefully, whoever listened here, you enjoyed, and all you new players, I hate you. You didn't know my struggle. I hate all of you.
You didn't know our struggle.
You didn't know our struggle. My fault. Our struggle. You did not understand any bit of it. But
Those
hopefully
Banner
you
Bros.
enjoyed this video, this review, and that's about it.